My dad went to Punahou from first grade all the way through graduating in 1945. He started college at Stanford, but as soon as he turned 18, he joined the Army and then came back and went to the University of Hawaii. But shortly after the University of Hawaii, he started teaching at Punahou in 1951 and taught here for his entire life, really. He retired in 1998.
Punahou in general was a large part of his life. He was born and raised basically on this campus, and it was extremely important to him that Punahou and Punahou students succeed in whatever they chose to do. And math was his passion, and so that kind of gave him an avenue to really kind of perpetuate the excellence that he was given here while he was a student, and he wanted to continue that for his own children and for all the children of Punahou.
During his time teaching at Punahou, he taught every single math course that existed. But he also was exceptionally proud of the fact that he helped to start the calculus AP program.
Dr. Bowers brought just professionalism and very solid discipline and excellence to his teaching, and he demanded that in his classroom, and he demanded it from the other teachers. And he was an excellent model of how to be that strong leader in the classroom to help guide the kids through the course of the year and how to learn the mathematics.
The image, of course, that we all have of Dr. Bowers is with his bow tie. He always wore a bow tie and a clean white short sleeve button-down shirt. So that's one way that he would dress. And then, of course, during carnival, he always had on his malasada hat and was completely into malasadas. Whatever he did, he was completely invested in the experience. So when he was in his bow tie and a short sleeve shirt, he would just write vigorously for an hour until the whole room was kind of filled with chalk. And mostly he was covered with chalk because he was so excited about all the mathematics. When he was dressed in his malasada hat and apron, he was covered in malasada grease and the smells of carnival. So he was always just in his environment completely.
For years and years and years, he was the man in charge of the malasada tent, making sure that everything ran smoothly. That was another way he contributed back to the school he loved so much.
As a sophomore parent, I'm the shadow parent chair for the malasada booth, a way to honor my dad. And when we had our parent booth meeting, another parent who was unaware of my relationship to him was describing this old haole guy who used to come around and keep everybody in line with making their malasadas correctly. And he referred to him as, he was like this Zen master who used to come and make sure that it was all done correctly. And I'd never thought of my dad exactly like a Zen master, but I knew exactly what he meant. After working in the malasada booth from 1950 until 2010, he had a good idea about how to make those malasadas, and he kept a really strict ship in there. But at the same time, people just loved him and loved what he did in that booth. And I think that that was a really fun way of that balance between doing what he loved, but doing it really, really well and wanting it done just the right way.
He loved music. He had a whole story and a whole, almost a second life outside of Punahou with his singing and his playing Hawaiian music. He loved it, very, very deeply ingrained in his lifestyle.
Miki's best qualities that he brought to the Alumni Glee Club were his wonderful singing voice and his ukulele. He always accompanied us. I would play guitar and he would play ukulele, and so we would do our kanikapila segments, and we would always have a very good time. So he definitely was a talented musician and always willing to share it readily. We always miss his contribution with his bass voice. Miki could carry the entire bass section with just his one voice. So we have 2, 3, or 4 gentlemen who will be singing bass to be the Miki of our Glee Club as we continue through the years. So aloha to our Miki.
My dad really felt a strong sense of what he called responsibility. He felt a responsibility to Punahou because of the generations of his family that benefited from what Punahou had to offer. He felt a great deal of responsibility to his country and to Hawaii. And I think also to his heritage, being a descendant of both Hawaiians and missionaries. I think he really felt that it was important to celebrate and honor his heritage. But I think the other aspect for my dad was that he was just very passionate. I mean, that's the way he lived his life. He had his strong passions, and he really put a tremendous amount of energy and enthusiasm into those things. So with that combination of a sense of responsibility and a great passion for the things he believed in, I think he touched a lot of different parts of the community.
Whatever he chose to do and whatever his passions were, he did the best of his possible abilities. He did it with his whole heart, and he gave everything he could to everyone who came his way, students, teachers, friends, family. I mean, he was a great man.